This is an Imperial Gallic Age. It's a type of helmet that would have been worn in the middle of the 1st century AD. But what were the Romans wearing before this? This is the Montefortino, so named because it was found in a Celtic graveyard in Montefortino, and that's actually a bit of a clue to the next thing. This was originally a Celtic design. It was a design that the Celts developed and the Romans borrowed, which they often did when it came to their weapons and lots of other aspects of their lives. The earlier Celtic versions seemed to be made of iron, but by the time around the 3rd, 2nd and 1st centuries BC, the Romans were making these out of bronze. And as you can see, it's got some of the features that you might recognise from my helmet that I was wearing at the start. So you have the cheek guards. By the way, you'd be looking that way on this one. And you've got the point, you've got like a bowl, but it's quite an angular bowl there. And you've got a sort of ridge around the back there, presumably to help stop anything coming across the back of the neck. In the 1st century BC, we start seeing more of this type. This is called the cuirass. And again, this was a Celtic design. And cuirass is actually in modern day France, which gives you an idea of where they got the idea from. And it's another bronze helmet. It's got a bit more to it though that you can recognise with the helmet I was wearing earlier. You can see that it's got the neck ridge going across there. You've got the cheek guards, and you've even got a brow ridge added, and of course that would help from any stopping or helping stop any of the sort of downward sword blows that would have come across the face, which would have been particularly nasty. It's important to remember within the Roman army that the standardization wasn't as complete as you might think. So a Roman soldier in the 1st century BC may well have been wearing one of these, but he could also have been wearing one of the Montefortinos as well. By the time in the mid-1st century AD, the Romans therefore had a helmet which had built upon previous versions and just developed the elements of it. For example, you had those cheek guards, you had that neck protection area or neck protection ridge, which by this point had really become something quite substantial. And you had the brow ridge. If you've got any questions or comments, leave them below. And if you like this kind of thing, why not click follow?